How's it going, everybody? My name is P. Brett. Welcome back to another video. The day has finally come 6 years after the release of Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom is here. I've only played a few hours so far, but it seems like such an elaborate game, and I'm super excited to play more of it. I'm really glad the devs took their time with making it. Today we're playing some Woolwars. These recordings are actually from a couple weeks ago, but anyways, I had something that made me think a little bit the other day that I wanted to talk about. I have a Bluetooth helmet for my motorcycle, and I recently got a phone mount for my handlebars. So I have these super garbage YouTube music playlists that I cycle through from place to place. Not even like the YouTube Music app, straight up just like YouTube videos that I save to playlists. I refuse to pay for Spotify. I don't care how many times I have to listen to the trash voice actor for the Reese's ads. I'm not paying $9.99 a month for music. So one of my favorite songs came up in the queue, and that was Little Lies by Fleetwood Mac. And this is a great song, but a lot of the reason I love it is more because of what it reminds me of. I first heard this song in late 2020. I think it was October. My sister drove up from Atlanta to visit me and my mom for a few days. I think there was a problem with my car or something. So I remember my sister was driving me to a couple of my practices. On the way to one of them, she was playing a Fleetwood Mac playlist. And I was pretty familiar with some of their music. I used to listen to older music all the time on the radio. So I knew like Dreams and Go Your Own Way. And those are some of my favorite songs. But I hadn't heard Little Lies before. And when that song came on, I have this way of like, whenever I hear a new song that I really like, it kind of takes over that era of my life. So like whenever I hear that song, I think back to whenever I discovered it. I once read something that said, just as art decorates space, music decorates time. And I think that's really true. So that song reminds me of that era of my life, late 2020. I had not a worry in the world. This was the COVID year, of course. It was also my senior year of high school. And school was all online, so it was a complete joke. I'd log into class into like my Google meetings, and then I'd pull a 180 in my chair and I'd just boot up my PC and start playing Minecraft. I literally AFK'd my senior year. Not even the teachers were taking it seriously. Like my American history teacher, there were a couple times where like we'd have like super nice weather, and he'd be like, "Okay, you can write this essay, or you can just go outside and write me an email and tell me how it was, and I'll give you full credit for it." So it was a pretty stress-free school year. Swimming was also more relaxed than it had ever been before because the swimming world hadn't really figured out how to deal with COVID yet. So we didn't really have any meets coming up, and Olympic trials was delayed for a full year. So we were pretty much just training in this crap outdoor pool for the sake of it, which I had no problem with. I mean, it was pretty miserable at times, I'm not going to lie, but at least we had a place to train. But it really allowed me to just enjoy training and enjoy the company of my friends without having the stress of needing to perform, feeling like I had to be at my best. And at this point, I just committed to swim in college, so I didn't really feel like I had to prove myself to anyone, at least for a little while. This was also like one of the coldest Octobers North Carolina had in decades, and the pool we were training in wasn't heated. And I don't think we got a heater in it until early to mid-November. So there were so many mornings that it would be 30-something degrees out, and we'd dive into water that was like almost dangerously cold. Okay, dangerously is a bit of an exaggeration, but it was pretty freaking cold. There were some mornings when coach would take the water temp and realize that it was too cold to safely practice in. So we'd jump rope for like 45 minutes and then we'd head home, all before the sun came up. I remember going home one of those mornings, and rather than going back to bed like I normally did, I booted up the Nintendo Switch and I played Super Mario Galaxy for like an hour and just watched the sunrise. And that was probably the most enjoyable gaming I've ever had. Late night gaming is awesome, but early morning gaming blows it out of the water. I was also living with my mom, getting to stay in my room, eat her meals every night. I just remember feeling so comfortable. Things were so simple. Comfort is a good thing and a bad thing because if you stay comfortable forever, you're not going to get anywhere. But because of COVID, we didn't really have a choice. So I just felt so lucky that I was stuck in a comfortable situation. And just thinking about all that made me realize that nothing really lasts forever. In fact, most things don't last very long at all. So it's good to enjoy them while they do. And that's what that song reminds me of. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed. A bit of a different kind of video. I'm kind of experimenting with this style of video making with like a voiceover as opposed to doing live commentaries, which is what I've been accustomed to doing in the past. I've come to realize that the only way I'm ever going to have consistent uploads at this point in my life is probably by making videos like this, because live commentaries are very hard to record. You really don't know how hard it is to make a live commentary until you try. I don't want to say frown upon like voiceover videos because I don't know. I mean, there are so many people that do them really well and they make for great content, but I don't know. I guess I always thought they were kind of lazy. But I've started to think of it as more of a redistribution of effort rather than like spending all my energy on recording. I'm thinking more about what I'm going to say and like giving myself more capacity to compose my thoughts. So I think there's a lot of value in that. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed. I'll probably be making some more videos like this in the near future. So that'll do it for today. I'll see you guys next time.